Good morning everyone, this is me and my team. We're here to present Ricardo Semler. First of all, Ricardo Semler is the CEO of Semco, a Brazilian company that produces machinery for other companies, especially companies involved in marine and food processing industries. Some of the notable suppliers, some of the notable customers of Semco are Nestle and Mitsubishi. Ricardo Semler took over the company from his father at a tender age of 21 years old. However, 21 years old, it's far too young to shoulder the responsibilities of being a CEO. So he had a string of collapsing cases where he fainted while supervising the workings of the company, and that led him, once he woke up, to change the company. He changed the whole management hierarchy and introduced a more matrix kind of system into the company. Since we can't actually go and interview Semler, it's pretty much impossible since he is halfway across the globe. We have an interview here that will hopefully give you an idea of what Semler is like.
Can you say with certainty that it really is possible to establish a truly democratic workplace in the modern world?
No, absolutely. I mean, if I went back to the company today and said, do these 5,000 people look like exactly the kind of people with the kind of happiness that I'd like to see, enthusiastically getting up on Monday morning and going to work? I said, no. Do they have enough power to actually change alone the path of this or that? Probably not. But it's an experiment that after 25 years and 25 years of growth in all kinds of conditions demonstrates that it's a much more stable mechanism for people working together than the traditional business model.
So if his or her subordinates gave the thumbs down, that person would not get the job?
They would not get the job at all, no. There's no chance of someone being... People will be interviewed for a management job, sometimes by dozens of future subordinates before they actually get the job, and they'll do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, so that by the time the person's finally hired, everyone knows everything about it.
And what about how you arrive at a salary level for any individual worker?
And we say to everyone, look, this is what everyone makes in the company. Here's what the company makes in its profit margin, and here's what people make at other competitors. Now, you have everything it takes to tell me what your salary should be. Now, people's first reaction is to say, oh, okay, I'm going to multiply it by 10. But the fact is that in the 6 monthly board budget meetings in which people put together their future, also anonymously, we decide whether Carrie O'Brien is worth $8 million a year or not. And if the fact that you think you're worth $8 million might not coincide with ABC's opinion, and if it does not,
I think my opinion would be somewhat lower than you say.
And that's why, that's why we've also, the Semco Foundation, for example, has gone into schooling now, and we have now 2 to 14-year-olds in schools where they don't have to go to class if they don't want to, where their vacation periods are variable and they take them with their parents whenever they want. So what we're saying is it's possible to contaminate the whole system and undo it as well.
We apologize for the sound, but yeah, that's what the subtitles are there for. So this is Semler in digital flesh, talking about his philosophy on which he bases the workings of his company, Semco. For the presentation, one portrait to another, introduce Nimesh.
Thank you so much. Now the leadership traits. The traits that defines Ricardo Semler are innovation and out-of-the-box thinking. It's because of his unorthodox management style, where he indulges all his subordinates and workers in the key decision-making process. This has also been to be trusting. According to Robinson Jones 2007, Ricardo Semler can be classified as the openness to experience and agreeableness according to Big 5 model cap. Emotional intelligence, where he assesses, identifies, and controls the emotion and issues of the co-workers and subordinates. Continuing the reference to the University of Michigan study, Ricardo Semler can be classified into the employee-oriented segment, where he is a democratic leader and follows democratic style of leadership inside his management. As we know, in Semco company, co-worker itself decide his or her salary according to the profit margin and the income of the organization throughout the year. So this shows there is kind of democracy inside the organization. Similarly, the reference to the Ohio State University studies shows that there is a low initiating structure, where Ricardo Semler itself delegates his employees to define their structure, though the degree of consideration is high. Now further, I like to call Mohit.
And in this, so like theory is applied through like to consider what robot Ricardo Semler is. The first theory is a particle theory, which was derived by the robot house. The theory says as a leader's job is to provide the resource to achieve the goals to the subordinates, and the effective leader is who can clarify his path for the followers. Since we going through the Ricardo Semler, we found out this theory with some problems, as since Ricardo Semler is a kind of leader who does not always clarify the path to their followers. So but since not clarifying the path, he is known as the best leader, which is simultaneously opposite to this theory. Ricardo Semler is also known as a participative leader, since he takes his decisions by talking with the subordinates, employees, like what can be done. So he is a participative leader. Shared leadership, since the organization, the SEMCO has a democratic system, the organization constituted can be also seen as democratic. The next theory can be a Douglas McGregor's theory X and theory Y manager. So we can easily see as the theory X managers are who thinks their employees in a negative way, as a theory Y manager in a positive way. We can easily see that Ricardo Semler lies on the theory Y manager, since his employees accept responsibilities and they enjoy their work. Thank you. I would like to call Rama.
The next model we're going to consider here is fieldless contingency model. We feel this model is the best representation of leadership anywhere. The model suggests that the style of leadership should be matched to the situation where leadership is required. And the first step is identifying the style. This is done with the least preferred coworker questionnaire. And now, since we cannot reach Ricardo, and based on what we know about him, we are going on the assumption that he's relationship oriented. The next step is identifying the situation. The leader-member relations in SEMCO are very good. Ricardo's task structure ranges from low to high, and his position power, since he delegates a lot of power to his employees, is weak. Now this is a graphical representation of the theory, and the blue area there represents Ricardo's working situation, and this coincidentally is where relationship-oriented leaders are expected to work at their best. So to finish the presentation, my team will come.
Hi, the lessons to be learned from Ricardo Semler are as follows. Delegation and empowerment. Ricardo Semler delegates all his work and responsibilities to employees. He trusts them. He's sure that they can he treats them like adults that are capable of making common decisions based on common sense. Similarly, empowerment, he participates the employees and makes them feel motivated and inspired. This goes hand in hand with Elton Meyer's Athron effect, in which he talks about the same. Similarly, not all leaders are successful, and not all democratic leaders are particularly successful. Ricardo Semler has proved to be successful because his productivity of Marine Division has doubled, more than doubled actually, in a space of 4 years. That's huge, and 900% growth in profit is even huge. Ricardo Semler has proved himself to be a successful democratic leader. Now,
He further doesn't believe in having a formal structure. His basis for this argument is how thousands of years ago our ancestors used to hunt. Their leaders, their tasks were not enforced from a higher management level. And he further likes replacing regulations with what he calls common sense. For example, dress codes. There's no dress code in SEMCO. People can decide what to wear depending on their common sense and their view as to what is comfortable and feasible.
No definition is equal to no boundaries. As Ricardo Semler himself said that he doesn't know what he is into. He doesn't know what business he is running into. So he believes that if there is a boundary, people are bound. So no boundaries is equal to no definitions. The success of Semco is all because of the participative management that is being followed inside the Semco company. As Ricardo Semler engage his co-workers and subordinates in all the key aspects of company. So this shows that participative management is currently working at the Semco company. So this is how we wrap up. Thank you all. If there are any questions, please.